Hey gang, welcome back.
This coming Monday night, we'll be meeting at Due South Coffee for our monthly game night.
You should join us, and if you can't, you should at least subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Now let's jump into our The Grizzled Terrible 2
Minute Review.
The Grizzled is a 2 to 5 player cooperative card game from Cool Mini or Not, in which players work together to survive the trenches of World War I.
At the beginning of the game, players select a character card for themselves, and they also take a left, a right, and a random support token. Then they all decide who the hairiest player is, and that person goes first. That's actually in the rules.
The team leader, that first player, he then decides on the threat level, and this is the number of cards he's going to deal out to each person. Then, starting with him, each player takes a turn and either plays a card or withdraws.
There are two types of cards in the deck. There are threat cards, and then there are hard knocks cards. Hard knocks cards are played on your character, and they either ruin your life or they hurt everybody in the game. The threat cards are played in the center of the table. That's what everybody's playing on, and they have symbols on them.
And as you play the game, you're going to try as hard as you can not to match 3 threat symbols, because if there's 2 gas masks out there and you play a third one, you lose the mission.
There are ways to fight the threats and the hard knocks. For example, on your turn, if you didn't play, you could take your character and he'll have like a little lucky charm symbol in the corner. And if you flip him over and use that charm, then you can remove one matching threat off the table. You can also use word bubbles that you get throughout the game. You can say a symbol and then everybody can discard that card from their hand. That's a very helpful way to keep going.
If you do decide to withdraw, you get to select a support token, and then during the support phase, after the mission is over, you will then give that support token to whoever is indicated on it, and whoever has the most support tokens gets supported, and then they can either remove 2 hard knocks from in front of them or flip their card back over.
After everyone has withdrawn from the game and someone has been supported, then the cards that were in the play area are discarded, and based on the number of cards still left in people's hands, that number of cards come off the morale deck and move into the trial deck. Then the player who was the leader collects a speech bubble token and passes the leader token on to the next player.
Players will win the game when the trial deck is completely empty and they have no cards in their hands, but they lose if the morale deck ever becomes empty. Let's rate it.
Okay, tell us about the mechanic.
Well, I really like how straightforward this game is. It's very fun to play, and there's a lot of complexity in that, you know, I have to think, what is he going to play, and is what I'm going to play going to force him to lose the mission? And I really like that. I do think that there needs to be some better scaling of the difficulty level between numbers of players, because I find that every time I play with 3 players, it's super easy. But whenever I play with 5, I never win.
Killer.
So theme.
I like the theme a lot. I think it's a unique one. I think that the artwork for this kind of sets it apart from other games that are, war-based games. It's not like a war simulation at all. It's kind of still a social cooperative game. You do kind of get down to that end where you've just got that last little bit of cards and you're, just hanging on, and you do like feel like you're in the trenches trying to just survive through that last little bit. It's nothing like real war, but it's a nice theme. Replayability.
Well, this game only has so many cards in it, so you're going to end up going through a lot of the same cards every time and see the same sort of patterns emerge. So there isn't a whole lot of replayability, but still, I'm always up for a game and always up to teach it to somebody else. So I would definitely play again. I would play with you. Enjoyability.
That's a compliment. So the very first time I played this game, I didn't enjoy it at all. Like, it was so hard, and I was like, I can't win. This is super hard. I don't like it. We played it again, though, and I played it several times since then, and I do enjoy the game. Like, it is a hard cooperative game, but you have to really work together. I think one of the cool things about the game is that there's this like hero feeling you get when you do play, the card that saves the entire rest of the team. So it's very dependent on everybody playing together and using their special powers well. It's a cool game. You're going to have fun.
Tantrum House gives The Grizzled
2 thumbs up. There are 2...
Do you want me to start? You said yours, so alright.
Left and right and a random support token, and then they jump into the game. Sorry. And then the hairiest player gets to go first. How could I forget that? Try one.
So if there's 2 gas masks per se, then you have I said per se, and I was like, why am I saying this?
Per se?
I don't even know what per se means. I apologize. Sometimes I just try to go like off the cuff, and then my cuff hits me in the face.